Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Sound Design Lab. My name is Jacobo, and today I'm bringing you a real gritty wobble that is from my new song coming out, and this is what it sounds like. Now, if you pay attention to my last video, you'll notice a lot of the effects here are kind of the same. And the reason I'm okay with that this video is because it just showcases how good I feel the effect rack is. So I'm excited to just go through it again real quick with you guys and show you a couple cool ways to make some different sounds. For the wavetables, we're going into FFT Squeal and PWM Pulse Width Modulation Genji. I'm going to go ahead and drop the octave 2 on this and knock this one up just to center the bass on our keyboard. And then let's go ahead and knock up 16 on unison because I like the way that a single cycle wave FMs into a large amount of waves. With that, I'm also going to put the mode on exponential real quick just to reduce some of the phasing effect. Next, I'm going to turn the random off, which will re-trigger our bass every time we press it. And then let's go ahead and just make our LFO really quick, which is just moving this over to the second line and bringing this down a bit, knocking it on 1/8 and trigger. So now we can go ahead and just check out our bass. Next up, we're going to go ahead and just put on our FM from B, but we're not going to modulate it. We're just going to leave it on 44%, which is, in my opinion, a very solid number. Nothing crazy yet. Let's go ahead and direct out a sub real quick. And because I'm going to be sending this through distortion together with the oscillators, I'm going to go ahead and put it real low down to like maybe 30. Next, we're going to go ahead and direct out some sound, which will, with the distortion later, give a real cool crunch on top of everything. And we're going to do Inharm X9 and just a very small amount. 10 is good. Now, something you're going to see me do a lot on this channel is send a band pass through a reverb filter. So let's go ahead and put this on 50% for the resonance, 63 right here, and I'd say 29 is probably a good spot for this bass. And this is just because this doesn't really create a real cool bass doesn't mean that something cool isn't going to come out when we throw our compressor. Next, we're going to get into our effects. Now, this is something I do with a lot of different sounds just because I love the way it sounds and the way it changes up the bass. And that's just to use 2 unison, knock down the detune, go ahead and just put this on 50% to just bring it in halfway as the wobble goes up, and then this down to 14. But I'm not going to show you guys how this sounds just yet until after I put on the compressor. I'm just going to go ahead and put the gain on 5, and let's go ahead and give this a listen. So some things that I did just because it sounded good after the bass was done was turn this down to 90, this to 70, and this to 60. '59 is good. Now I'm going to show you what each effect kind of does together. So with this off, it brings kind of more character out of it, and then this just kind of gives our timbre that we're kind of looking for. So this isn't going to do much right now until later, but we're going to go ahead and throw on the tube distortion and just put it on 50%. And phaser, we're going to turn this off, and I do this every time just because I feel it dials back the sound when we have post-processing on. This really kind of brings back some of the resonances. Now all that's left is to throw on a reverb filter, and it will finish off everything we need to do in here. The exact frequency I put it on was 44, and then I just did a little smidge, and that's all you really need with the reverb filter. It goes a long way. Next, this is on 30%. And the damp on 50%. So already we have a real cool sound, but we can make it better. If I put it on my first bus, you'll see that I have an OTT with just 20% on the depth, a distortion by kilohertz with just 1 decibel of drive and the dynamics all the way up, and then a parametric EQ that just boosts the highs about 5.5 decibels. And with that, we get that crunch, baby.
We get that Captain Crunch, baby.
So that's going to wrap up today's video. If you're interested in this sound and over 100 other presets that I've made, you can join my Patreon for just $3. Everything that I work on goes on there, and everything that I continue to make will be uploaded on there over the coming months. If you're interested in joining my community, you can join my Discord, which is in the description. It's there that you can send me songs for feedback, presets that you've made, samples, or ideas, or feedback. If you'd like to leave a comment, I'd love to read it. If you want to like and subscribe, it really helps me out. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day.